Me, 23 years old. Work at local tech support company. Fixing computers for boomers who think the internet lives inside their monitor. Decent life, nothing spectacular. Live in small apartment downtown, drive a beat-up Honda Civic from 2009. Everything was going fine until he showed up. Enter Anthony Thompson, 24. New hire at my workplace. Guy looks like he stepped out of a catalog. 6 feet 2 inches, perfect jawline, drives a brand new BMW. Instantly becomes the golden boy of the office. Boss treats him like the second coming of Steve Jobs. Meanwhile, I'm still the guy they call when the printer jams. First week, Anthony takes credit for my solution to a major client problem. I spent 3 days debugging their network issues. Anthony swoops in during the final presentation. Yeah, so what I did was implement a comprehensive firewall restructuring. My firewall restructuring. Boss gives him a commendation and talks about fast-tracking his promotion. Try to speak up about it. Actually, sir, I was the one who... Anthony cuts me off with his perfect smile. Oh yeah, Anon helped a little with the basic setup. A little? Basic setup my foot. I redesigned their entire security infrastructure. This becomes a pattern. Every project I work on, Anthony somehow gets involved at the end. Takes credit, gets praise, gets raises. I'm stuck in the same position making the same salary. Start getting assigned to easier tasks because Anthony handles the complex stuff now. The complex stuff that I literally taught him how to do. 6 months of this garbage. Watch this dude get promoted to senior technician position I'd been working toward for 2 years. Celebration party at the office. Anthony gives a speech about teamwork and collaboration. Doesn't mention me once. I'm standing there holding a plastic cup of cheap champagne, wanting to disappear. Decide to do some social media reconnaissance. Not stalking, just investigating. Find his LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. Guy's life is perfect. Fancy car, expensive clothes, weekend trips to wine country, posts about his self-made success, and grinding from the bottom. Bottom my behind. His dad owns 3 car dealerships. Scrolling through his Facebook, see photos from family gatherings, notice a girl in several pictures. Tags indicate it's his sister. Name is Julie Thompson, 20 years old. Holy smokes, she's beautiful. Long dark hair, bright green eyes, genuine smile. Studies art at the community college downtown. Complete opposite of her arrogant brother. Light bulb moment. What if I could get back at Anthony through his sister? Not to hurt her, just to mess with his head. Make him uncomfortable for once. Let him feel what it's like when someone messes with something important to you. Spend a week planning, figure out her schedule from her public social media posts. She works part-time at a coffee shop called Brew and Beans near the college. Posts pictures of her artwork, actually pretty talented. Seems sweet and down to earth. Completely different from her pretentious brother. Friday afternoon, decide to make my move. Dress better than usual, wear my good jeans and the blue shirt my mom says brings out my eyes. Walk into Brew and Beans around 3 p.m. Place is busy with college students. Smell of coffee and fresh pastries fills the air. Indie music playing softly in background. Julie's behind the counter. Even prettier in person. Wearing a green apron with coffee stains. Hair pulled back in a messy bun. Laughing with a customer about something. Her laugh is musical, completely genuine. Get in line, heart pounding. What am I even going to say? Hi, I hate your brother and want to date you for revenge. Smooth, real smooth. Maybe this was a terrible idea, my turn to order. She looks up at me with those green eyes. Hi there, what can I get for you today? Brain immediately short circuits. Coffee. What kind of coffee? The caffeinated kind? She giggles. Well, you're in luck. That's our specialty. She's patient with my awkwardness, helps me pick out a medium roast with caramel, asks if I want any pastries. Notice she has paint under her fingernails. You're an artist. She looks surprised. How did you know? Gesture to her hands. Occupational hazard. We chat while she makes my coffee, tells me she's working on a series of landscape paintings, loves capturing the way light changes throughout the day, talks passionately about art, eyes lighting up. Completely forget this was supposed to be about revenge. She's actually interesting, funny, kind. Coffee's ready. She writes something on the cup, hand it to me with a smile. Hope you enjoy it. Look at the cup. She's drawn a little smiley face next to my name, which reminds me, she doesn't know my name. I'm Jake, by the way. Julie, nice to meet you, Jake. Sit at a corner table pretending to work on my laptop. Really just watching her work. She's efficient, but takes time to chat with every customer, remembers regulars' orders, helps an elderly man figure out how to connect to the Wi-Fi, comforts a stressed college student who spilled coffee on her textbook. Spend 2 hours there. Finish my coffee in the first 20 minutes. Keep ordering pastries to justify staying. Julie notices during a lull. She comes over. You really like our muffins, huh? Look down at the 3 empty plates. They're really good muffins. She laughs again. That laugh is going to be the death of me. Mind if I sit for a minute? My feet are killing me. Yes, please sit. She slides into the chair across from me. Asks what I do for work. Tell her about tech support. She seems genuinely interested. Asks thoughtful questions. Doesn't make fun of my job like most people do. Tell her about fixing computers. She mentions her laptop has been running slowly. Offer to take a look. Really? You'd do that? Sure, it's what I do. She beams. That would be amazing. I can barely afford to take it to a repair shop. Exchange numbers. Tell her to text me when she's free. She says tomorrow is her day off. Could I come by her apartment around noon? Absolutely, I can come by her apartment around noon, write down her address. She has to get back to work. I reluctantly pack up my laptop. Walking to my car, realize I completely forgot about the revenge thing. Was just enjoying talking to her. She's nothing like what I expected. Sweet, hardworking, passionate about her art. Doesn't seem to have her brother's arrogance at all. Drive home, replaying every moment of our conversation. The way she tucked her hair behind her ear when she was thinking. How she bit her lip when concentrating on making coffee. The genuine interest in her eyes when I talked about my work. This was supposed to be about getting back at Anthony. Instead, I think I might actually like his sister. Saturday morning. Wake up early, even though I don't have to be there until noon. Spend an hour deciding what to wear. Casual, but not too casual. Nice, but not trying too hard. Settle on dark jeans and a gray Henley. Bring my laptop bag with tools and diagnostic software. Julie's apartment is in a converted house near campus. Old building with character. Climb creaky wooden stairs to the second floor. Knock on door marked 2B. Hear footsteps, then the door opens. Julie's wearing paint-splattered overalls over a white t-shirt. Hair down this time, cascading over her shoulders. Somehow looks even better than yesterday. Jake, you came. Said I would. She invites me in. Apartment is small but cozy. Walls covered with her paintings. They're incredible. Landscapes that seem to glow with inner light. Cityscapes that capture the mood of different times of day. These are amazing. She blushes. Thanks, most people think they're weird. Notice one painting in particular, sunset over the harbor downtown. Colors are vibrant yet somehow peaceful. This one's my favorite. Mine too, painted it last month. The way you captured the light on the water. She looks pleased that I noticed. You really think it's good? I think it's beautiful. We're standing close now. Can smell her shampoo. Something floral and sweet. She shows me to her laptop. Old MacBook on a tiny desk by the window, surrounded by art supplies and coffee cups. It takes forever to start up and keeps freezing. Boot it up and immediately see the problem. Hard drive is nearly full. Tons of large art files. RAM is maxed out. Browser has 30 tabs open from research projects. Good news is, it's fixable. Bad news is, no bad news, just needs some cleaning up. Spend the next hour organizing her files, moving old projects to external storage, clearing cache and temporary files, updating software that's been ignored for months. She watches over my shoulder, asks questions about what I'm doing, actually listens to the answers. Not like Anthony, who pretends to pay attention, then ignores everything. Her genuine curiosity is refreshing, makes me feel like what I do actually matters. You're really good at this. Just takes practice. No, seriously, you explain things so I can understand them. Most tech people just make me feel stupid. The opposite of stupid. She's clearly intelligent, just not computer literate. Nothing wrong with that. Laptop is running smoothly now. Boot time went from 5 minutes to 30 seconds. Programs open quickly. She's amazed. It's like you gave me a new computer. Just helped it remember how to work properly. She insists on making me lunch. It's the least I can do. Tiny kitchen barely fits both of us. She makes grilled cheese and tomato soup. Simple, but perfect. We eat sitting on her futon. Talk about everything. Her art, my work, favorite movies, childhood stories. She grew up here, went to the same high school as Anthony. Tells me about her parents, how proud they are of both their kids. Doesn't mention Anthony being arrogant. Maybe he's different with family. Afternoon flies by. Realize I've been there for 4 hours. Should probably go. She walks me to the door. Thank you so much for fixing my laptop, and for lunch, and the company. Anytime. Mean it completely. Maybe we could hang out again sometime? I'd like that. Standing in the doorway, neither of us wanting to end this. There's an art show next Friday at the community center. Some of my pieces are being displayed. Would you maybe want to come? Absolutely. Her face lights up. Really? Wouldn't miss it. Drive home with a stupid grin on my face. Completely forgot about Anthony. Forgot about revenge. Forgot about everything except Julie's laugh. The way she gets excited talking about art. How she made me feel interesting and valued. This wasn't supposed to happen. Was supposed to be using her to get back at her brother. Instead, I think I'm falling for her. Spend the week looking forward to Friday. Anthony is his usual annoying self at work. Takes credit for solving a server issue I fixed. Normally would make my blood boil. Instead, just think about Julie. About seeing her again. About her art show. About how proud she'll be to show off her work. Friday evening arrives. Dress nice, but not too formal. Dark slacks, button-down shirt, jacket. Stop at a flower shop. Want to bring something for the opening. Settle on a small bouquet of sunflowers. Bright and cheerful, like her personality. Community Center is buzzing with activity. Local artists, art students, families. Scan the room looking for Julie. Spot her across the gallery talking to an older couple. Wearing a flowing black dress with small flowers, hair styled in loose waves, looks absolutely stunning. Takes my breath away, work up courage to approach. She sees me coming and excuses herself. Face lights up when she sees the flowers. Jake, you came. These are beautiful. Thought they matched your personality. She blushes, accepts the flowers. Let me show you around. Her paintings look even better in proper lighting. Professionally framed and displayed. Each one tells a story, captures a moment in time. The harbor sunset is centerpiece of her section. Already has a red dot indicating it's sold. Someone bought it? She nods excitedly. My first real sale. This calls for celebration. We walk through the rest of the gallery. She knows many of the other artists. Introduces me as her friend. The word stings a little, but also feels right. We are friends. Maybe more than friends. Hard to tell with her. Grab refreshments from the table. Cheap wine and cheese cubes. Find a quiet corner to talk. She's glowing with excitement. Tells me about the people who looked at her work. The conversation she had with other artists. The validation of having her art displayed publicly. Thank you for being here. Means a lot to have someone I care about see this. Someone she cares about. Heart does a little flip. Wouldn't have missed it for the world. Your work deserves to be seen. You're incredibly talented. Evening winds down. Artists start packing up. offer to help her load paintings into her car. She borrowed her roommate's SUV for the night. Carefully wrap each piece, load them into the back, work together efficiently like we've done this before. Everything's loaded. Standing in the parking lot. Don't want the night to end. Want to grab some real food? That cheese wasn't exactly filling. She laughs. I know a place. Follow her to a small diner downtown. Open 24 hours, serves breakfast all day. Slide into a booth across from each other. Order pancakes and coffee. Talk about the art show. About her plans for future pieces. About my work frustrations. Mention Anthony without thinking. This guy at work has been driving me crazy. Takes credit for everything I do. She listens sympathetically. Sounds like a real jerk. What's his name? Freeze. Realize what I'm about to say. Mike. Mike Thompson. Not technically a lie. Anthony Michael Thompson, according to LinkedIn. Conversation moves on, but feel guilty about the deception. She's being so honest and open. Here I am lying about why I approached her. Lying about knowing her brother. This started as revenge. Now it feels like something real. Something worth protecting. Walk her to her car. Late now, parking lot mostly empty. Streetlights casting everything in warm orange glow. She turns to face me. Thank you for tonight. For coming to the show, for the flowers, for being such a good friend. There's that word again, friend. Standing close now, can see the flecks of gold in her green eyes. She's looking up at me. Moment stretches between us, lean down slightly. She doesn't pull away. First kiss is soft, tentative. She kisses back, heart hammering in my chest. When we break apart, she's smiling. I was hoping you'd do that. Really? Been thinking about it all week since the coffee shop. Can't believe this is happening. Can't believe how perfect she is. Can't believe I started this as some petty revenge scheme. Would you like to go out sometime? Like a real date? This wasn't a real date, she teases. Closest thing I've had to one in months. Then yes, I'd love to go on a real date. Arrange to pick her up Saturday evening. Dinner and maybe a movie. She suggests a place she's been wanting to try. Italian restaurant in the Arts District? Perfect. Everything about her is perfect. Drive home on cloud nine. Completely forgotten about Anthony. About work drama, about revenge. Just thinking about Julie. About her laugh, her art, her kindness. About the way she kissed me back. About our date tomorrow night. Lying in bed, replaying the evening. From her excitement at the art show to the quiet conversation at the diner to that perfect first kiss. This wasn't supposed to happen. Was supposed to use her to hurt her brother. Instead, she's making me forget why I was angry in the first place. Making me want to be better. Making me happier than I've been in months. Saturday morning, wake up early. Can't sleep from excitement. Spend way too long picking out an outfit for tonight. Finally settle on nice jeans and a navy blue shirt. Make reservations at the restaurant she mentioned, even though I can barely afford it. She's worth it. Afternoon drags by. Clean my apartment in case she wants to come back here. Shower, shave, style my hair. Check my reflection a dozen times. Haven't been this nervous about a date in years. Haven't cared this much about impressing someone in forever. Drive to her apartment. Knock on her door at exactly 7. She opens it wearing a burgundy dress, simple but elegant. Hair flowing loose over her shoulders. Takes my breath away again. You look incredible. She spins playfully. This old thing? But she's pleased with the compliment. Restaurant is perfect. Small, intimate, soft lighting. She orders the seafood pasta. I get chicken parmesan. Share a bottle of wine. Talk and laugh for hours. Learn more about her dreams. Wants to have her own gallery someday. Showcase local artists. Give them a platform like she had Friday night. She asks about my goals. Realize I don't really have any beyond surviving Anthony. Tell her I'd like to start my own computer repair business. Be my own boss. Help people without corporate politics. She lights up. That sounds amazing. You'd be so good at that. Her belief in me is intoxicating. Dinner ends, but neither wants to leave. Suggest a walk through the arts district. She takes my hand as we stroll. Look at gallery windows, street art on building walls. She points out techniques and styles, teaches me to see art through her eyes, everything more beautiful when she explains it. End up at a small park with a fountain, sit on a bench under streetlights, her head on my shoulder, talking quietly about everything and nothing, favorite books, childhood memories, fears, and hopes. Feel closer to her than I've felt to anyone. This connection is real, deeper than just attraction or revenge fantasies. Walk her back to her car. Another perfect kiss, good night. Longer this time, more confident. She smiles against my lips. I had an amazing time. Me too. When can I see you again? How about tomorrow? She laughs. Eager much? Maybe a little. Plan to meet for coffee and a walk. Nothing fancy, just time together. She drives away and I watch until her taillights disappear. Standing alone in the parking lot, hit by the full weight of what's happening. Really falling for this girl. Completely, genuinely, head over heels. And she has no idea why I approached her in the first place. The lie sits heavy in my stomach driving home. What started as revenge has become something real, something worth protecting, but it's built on deception. She deserves to know the truth, but telling her would ruin everything, would hurt her, would prove I'm exactly the kind of person Anthony is. Decide to forget about the revenge, forget about Anthony entirely. Focus on Julie, on us, on what we're building. Maybe the truth doesn't matter. Maybe what we have now is more important than how it started. Maybe I can just let the past go, be the person she thinks I am, the person she's helping me become. Sunday morning, Julie texts early. Can't wait to see you today. Heart jumps reading it. Text back immediately. Same here, beautiful. She sends back a smiley face emoji. Spend the morning grinning like an idiot. Already completely gone for this girl and terrified of losing her before really having her. But determined to make this work, whatever it takes. Sunday afternoon, meet Julie at the park. She's feeding ducks, looking adorable in oversized sweater. Completely forgot this started as revenge. Just want to spend every moment with her. Walk around talking about art and life. She tells me about her goth phase as a teenager. Try to picture sweet Julie in black makeup. Impossible. Evening at Italian restaurant. Candlelit dinner, wine, perfect atmosphere. She mentions her brother Anthony works in tech. My blood pressure spikes, but play it cool. Says he's protective and successful. Thinks all her previous boyfriends were losers. Little does she know her current boyfriend is his nemesis. Walk her to car after dinner. Kiss under streetlight. Longer and more intense than before. She's definitely falling for me. Drive home replaying every moment. Completely smitten with this girl. Monday at work. Anthony bragging about weekend. Some expensive wine tasting event. Takes credit for my server fix from over the weekend. Normally would rage. Instead, just thinking about his sister. How she tastes like vanilla and coffee. How she laughs at my stupid jokes. Anthony notices my good mood. Asks if I finally got laid. Want to tell him exactly who with, just to see his face implode. But too early for the grand reveal. Need to let this develop more. Tuesday. Take Julie to art museum. She explains different painting techniques. Passionate and knowledgeable about everything. Could listen to her for hours. She's excited I brought her somewhere she loves. Mentions she can't usually afford admission. Guilt hits me hard. This sweet girl struggling financially while I'm using her for revenge. End up back at her apartment. She makes coffee while I look at new paintings. Working on series about different times of day. Same location, but light changes everything. Kind of like how she's changing me. Same person, but everything feels different. She curls up next to me on couch. Says she's scared of falling too hard. Hasn't felt this way about anyone before. Tell her I'm already head over heels. Completely true, despite how this started. Kiss leads to more. She asks me to stay the night, wake up Wednesday morning in her bed, watch her sleep for a few minutes, face peaceful and beautiful. Never felt this content. Also never felt this guilty. She's falling for someone who doesn't really exist. Make breakfast together. She's wearing my t-shirt. Looks better on her than me. Domestic bliss I never knew I wanted. She's everything Anthony isn't. Genuine, kind, unpretentious. Work that day. Anthony asks about Mystery Girl. Suggests bringing her to office Christmas party. Nearly choke on coffee. That would be Julie meeting Anthony. Game over immediately. Make excuse about taking things slow. Rest of week passes in blur of dates, dinners, walks, movie nights at her place. Falling deeper every day. She shows me her latest painting, Harbor at sunset from our first real date. Captured not just the visual, but the feeling. That moment when everything felt possible. Friday night she drops the bomb. Wants me to meet her family. Sunday dinner at parents' house. Anthony will be there. Stomach drops to floor. But looking at her excited face, can't say no. She's proud of me. Wants to show me off. Spend weekend in complete panic. Sunday dinner with Anthony. He'll recognize me immediately. Whole elaborate revenge plot exposed. Julie will hate me forever. Everything I've built will crumble. But also realize something terrifying. Don't want to lose her. Not for revenge, not for anything. Somewhere along the way, this became real. More real than anything I've ever felt. Saturday night, lying in her bed, she's asleep next to me, planning to tell her everything before we go to dinner, confess the whole plot, hope she'll forgive me, hope we can start over clean. Sunday morning, Julie texting her mom, excited about introducing me, says Anthony has been asking about me all week, wants to meet this guy who makes his sister so happy. If only he knew. Spend day buying flowers for her mother, wine for dinner, trying to make best impression possible before everything explodes. Shower twice, change clothes 3 times, nervous as hell, drive to suburban neighborhood, nice houses, normal families, everything I've been lying about, everything I'm about to destroy. Julie answers door and sundress, glowing with happiness, takes my hand, leads me inside. Her parents are exactly what I expected. Warm, welcoming, middle-class, nice. Mom immediately loves me. Dad grills me about job and intentions, making small talk when hear car door. Julie lights up. Anthony is here. Footsteps on front porch. Julie practically bouncing with excitement about to introduce her beloved brother to her new boyfriend. Door opens. Anthony walks in, sees me standing there. Face goes through 5 emotions at once. Confusion, recognition, shock, rage, disbelief. Parents don't notice, too busy fussing over Anthony. He's staring at me like he's seen a ghost, which basically he has. Julie, oblivious to tension, starts making introductions. Anthony playing along for now. Can't make scene in front of parents, but his eye is twitching. Jaw clenched so tight might shatter. Shaking my hand like wants to break it. Julie chattering about how we met, how perfect everything is. Dinner is absolute torture. Anthony shooting daggers at me. Parents asking about my work. Julie glowing next to me, holding my hand under table, telling stories about our dates. Every word making Anthony angrier. He's calculating, trying to figure out my angle, why I'm dating his sister, what's my endgame. Can see wheels turning, connecting dots, realizing this isn't coincidence. After dinner, Julie showing me family photos, childhood pictures, vacations, holidays, normal happy family stuff. Anthony hovers nearby, waiting for chance to get me alone. Parents cleaning up in kitchen. Julie goes to bathroom. Anthony pounces immediately, grabs my arm, drags me outside. Backyard confrontation under porch light. Finally free to speak his mind, and he's got plenty to say. Starts with accusations, knows this isn't random. Figured out I researched his family, found Julie deliberately, using her to get back at him for work stuff. He's not wrong. Deny everything, play dumb, act like he's paranoid. But he's got screenshots, browser history showing searches, Julie's social media, Brew and Beans coffee shop, all dated before we supposedly met. Realize he's been investigating me for weeks, probably gathering evidence, waiting for right moment. Tonight was his trap. Family dinner ambush. Julie comes outside looking for us, sees us talking intensely, asks what's wrong. Anthony looks at her, then at me. Moment of truth. Either he exposes everything now, or keeps quiet for family harmony. Choose to get ahead of it. Can't let him control narrative. Tell Julie we need to talk somewhere private, something important to discuss. She looks confused but agrees. Anthony realizes what I'm doing. Trying to confess on my terms, spin it my way. He's not having it. Starts talking fast, telling Julie everything. The whole revenge plot. Her face goes white. Looks between us like we're speaking foreign language. Asks if it's true. Did I know who she was before we met? Moment of absolute truth. No more lies possible. Look into her beautiful green eyes. Eyes that trusted me completely. About to break her heart. Destroy everything we built, but can't lie anymore. Yes, I knew who you were, but everything else was real. She starts crying. Not angry crying, heartbroken crying. Asks how long. Since the beginning? Since the coffee shop? Since everything? Nod through tears. Anthony vindicated. Finally proved I'm the villain. Puts arm around Julie. Protective big brother mode. Tells her she deserves better. Someone who chose her first, not someone using her as weapon. Try to explain. Yes, it started as revenge, but fell in love for real. Feelings are genuine. Want to marry her. Build life together. Sounds hollow even to me. Julie takes off promise ring I gave her. Throws it at my feet. Says she can't trust anything. Any moment we shared. Any feeling I claim to have. How does she know what's real? She's right. Built relationship on foundation of lies. Can't expect her to trust me now, even though love is completely real. Damage is done. Some things can't be undone. Anthony drives her away. Watch taillights disappear. Standing in suburban driveway, holding flowers for her mother. Everything I ever wanted driving away forever. Revenge plan worked perfectly. Destroyed Anthony emotionally. Made him suffer, watching sister fall for his enemy. Everything I wanted. Except lost the only thing that mattered. Moral of story, be careful what you wish for. Revenge is empty victory when you destroy something beautiful. Getting what you want might cost everything you need. Never saw Julie again. Heard she moved across country. New job, new life, new start. Away from both of us. Anthony and I destroyed each other. She was collateral damage. Sometimes wonder, what if? What if I'd been honest from start? What if I'd chosen love over hate? What if I'd been better person? Person she thought I was. Person she deserved. But no point in what ifs. Made my choice. Chose revenge over love. Won the battle. Lost the war. Lost everything that mattered. Some mistakes can't be fixed.